I'll be all up in my spotter's ear when I'm fucking lifting like. Welcome back to Everything and Nothing. This is episode number 21. This episode is actually 21, not
legal
the last
in
one.
America.
Where I got it wrong. Yeah, the episode that makes us legal to drink in America, even though you can do absolutely everything
else, which makes no sense. But whatever, guys.
But it is what it is. But we've got a cool topic planned for today, which should be pretty fun. We should, you'll see by the title and thumbnail as you've clicked on it, which we'll get into in a bit. However, we just got done literally right before recording this, watching the Sidemen charity match that just happened. And I was just sitting there watching it, and it's actually like mental to think like how far they've actually come from literally doing fucking Gmod videos and like
GTA
videos. Yeah, in their bedrooms, in their not even the Sidemen house at first, before they even had that, just their own houses elsewhere all over the UK, to selling out Wembley Stadium and having the production be like an actual full like event. Like if it was like a mainstream event, you wouldn't even bat an eyelid. Like everyone just goes, oh, because it's YouTube and it's streamed on YouTube and whatever. But it's actually like fucking insane.
It is really, really interesting, actually. I used to love watching their videos back in the day. I was such a big fan, guys. I went to their very first Sidemen charity match in Southampton. I think it was 2014, 2015 or something. It's like nearly 10 years ago, at least around then. I want
to look at footage of that one after we do it, just to compare it to.
But even then, that felt really, really big at the time, and now it's like Wembley is nuts. It's nuts. They've gone clear, guys. I mean, they've been clear, to be fair. Yeah,
sold out. I would love to work on that project. Everyone who had work on it and stuff like that. Also, we started recording this before they revealed the final figure, but they raised by half time in the thing £3.5 million for charity.
Was it going to multiple charities or?
There was multiple different charities. Yeah, the only one that I know was in there is Simon's charity. M7E, but as for the rest of them,
charities, nice.
Yeah, I reckon I'm going to predict they raise over like 5 mil for it.
Yeah, must be easily
insane,
in
fucking insane.
Well done, Sidemen.
Yes, very well done.
Good game.
I don't fucking remember what I was going to say, to be quite honest, but maybe, who knows? Maybe we sell out Wembley at some point. That'd be fucking insane.
Yeah, should we play a football match?
Yeah,
and record it. That'd be really, really fun.
Me versus you, little 1v1 in the massive Wembley.
Mate, that'd be insane. Even just you and me doing a 1v1 football match anywhere would be terrible.
You have football at your feet. Like the day that I see that, I don't even know what the fuck would be going on. I'd probably be dead. I'd think I've died and. I don't even know.
I feel like back in the day, back in primary school, I liked the idea of playing football. Like I remember my mum took me to Sports Direct and got me some football boots, and I thought it was so cool. They were black and orange. And I remember the boys in my class being really jealous of them when I brought them in the next day.
Fair.
I thought it was so cool.
You had clean football boots.
Yeah, but then I had like 2 left feet on the pitch. So like,
are you left-footed?
No, but I mean as in like I literally just could not play.
Are you left-handed? You're not either. You're right-handed. Oh.
Yeah. I just can't play. I just can't do anything.
Just uncoordinated.
Literally just can't do anything. I've got no stamina, nothing. Although I was quite good at a relay race, a little short sprint number. Yeah. But obviously with football, it's not just like a little 100-meter race. It's like you're running around for an hour and a half, and I can't do that. I'd literally go into cardiac arrest within about 10 minutes, I think. So
yeah, the pitch at Wembley specifically as well is huge. I'm actually deep in it. I don't think I've ever. This might be a bold statement. I don't think I've ever seen you do any sport.
Probably not. I haven't done it in a long time.
The closest I would have seen you do is like mini golf. Which I don't really class as a sport.
Mini golf.
Yeah. Well, what else would we have done? I'm trying to think. I don't think I have ever. Because I don't do much sport as it is, but out of the two of us, I'm sportier. I have played football and shit before.
Yeah, I don't think you would have seen me. I haven't done any sort of sport thing at all recently. I played badminton a few weeks ago with my friends, and I was awful. It was so bad.
Badminton's actually fun.
It was like we were doing like teams of 2, like 2v2, and we were like switching, so everyone kind of got to play with everyone against everyone, and no one wanted to be with me.
Oh, well, you were last pick every time
because I was so bad. I was so bad. My coordination was terrible.
Were you one of the people in school that when it came to doing PE and sports and shit, you just didn't even try? You just basically stood there?
Yeah, I got moved down to the lower set because I didn't want to do anything.
You had sets for like sports and PE and
there was a higher one and a lower one, I'm pretty sure, and I got put in the lower one because I didn't want to do any of it.
So there's a point when you're in school, obviously like it's because of your age and shit, I guess, and some people just aren't fussed about sports and whatever, but you always see it where like I think it got to like it must be like year 10 maybe. In year 10, like their PE lessons would literally be the girls would just go and walk around the field Literally just like on the lap of the field.
Yeah, we had to do that. We had, what is it, like a 1,600 meter thing? Like a...
Yeah, but that's still on a track. Oh, you mean you just walked around the track?
But you're meant to run it.
Yeah.
But no one does. All the girls just walk
No, as in like...
Or, this is another thing, we had one where there was like, sometimes, I don't know why they would let us do this, sometimes, so our school field backed out onto a, it's the place that you've been, is it, it's like a haven, basically.
Oh, yeah,
like,
it's like a haven.
It is like a haven.
Like a family like holiday park, for those who don't know what we're about.
It's so dumb. Our field backed onto a haven, basically.
Like I know where this is going.
And for some reason, they would let us, sometimes for some sport lessons, we'd go on a walk like through the field, out past Haven, and you'd go up through this nature reserve and come back. It was just like an engaging way of getting us to go on a long walk, basically. Yeah. But half the girls would sneak off into Haven and go and like sit in Starbucks. Go in the
arcades and shit.
They'd sit in Starbucks and get like a coffee or some. I remember one girl went into a chip shop. Funny. One girl went to a chip shop.
Comes back into school for fucking kebab, like
because like they just don't really like our PE teachers were useless. They just didn't notice. They didn't care, and it was so funny. And I just did nothing. I remember I literally used to always do nothing.
I'm talking about our school though. Like, you know, you said, oh, like you're meant to run it or whatever. Like you weren't meant to run it. The teacher was walking with her on it.
Oh no, our 1,600 meter one, you're meant to run it, but no one did.
Does it just become a day where that happens? Like the teacher's like, right, there's no more sports anymore. Like we're just walking. Or is it once they've just gathered that no one is actually going to try and do the sports? I
think probably that, especially in the lower sets. The best one, oh my God, the best one, especially being in lower set, was dodgeball.
Oh my!
Dodgeball in lower set is so funny because in higher set everyone's sweaty and it's actually kind of deep.
Yeah.
Lower set dodgeball is so funny because everyone is so shit.
Yeah.
No one has any sort of aim or coordination. People are just aimlessly lobbing like these balls at each other, and
not
it's
aimlessly
so
in the
funny.
boys' lessons at least.
Well, aimlessly.
Yeah.
I would say. Oh, you probably can't. I'm not sure. You know this story.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can keep it in, but
no, yeah, tell it.
Someone I know, it was not aimed well.
Anyway, just
I don't think
whether it's aimed or not.
It was aimed in a direction. This other person just was unfortunately there, and the ball hit this person. My friend threw the ball. It hit this person in the head, and she had to go to hospital. She had a seizure. She had epilepsy and it caused her to have a seizure and she had to go to hospital.
I'm going to hell.
Because my mate kind of, I say aimlessly, like swung this ball.
Bro, just like slingshotted it. Like
and it wasn't, she was not trying to hit this person.
Oh my God.
It was just like, she just threw it in the area of a group of people because obviously like you do have to hit people with it.
Yeah.
And the aim was just so poor. And I remember it was like a full roundhouse like way that she threw it. And it smacked this girl straight in the face.
In the nose. Oh.
And she immediately had to go to hospital.
That's one of the things in school is to fight. That's actually deep though, if you had a seizure.
And she got death threats over that. For sending this girl to hospital. It was a mistake.
Yeah, it's also
we're in bottom set sport. There is no coordination.
Also, if you're like someone who's prone to seizures and shit, and should you be playing dodgeball anyway?
Probably not, no.
What the fuck? What I was going to say though, when you sparked that topic of talking about dodgeball and shit, the best days at school, like for PE lessons, were where, obviously in like the summer and shit, most of the time the sports you're meant to do are outside, or at least at our school, they do them outside in the field. Yeah. Obviously the weather's shit in England, so it always rains, and they were the best days of PE. Like when your lesson got rained off, because obviously their lesson plans now have gone out the window, you just do like dodgeball, or like for the boys, you do like corner ball, which is like football. You know, at the school benches.
Yeah.
You put one in each corner and like the sides of it, and it's kind of like it'd be like you'd have teams, but only one person from your team is in the middle, and you've got to like hit one of the benches. And if your bench gets hit, you're out, and the next person from your team swaps in. You have to eliminate the whole teams. That was the funnest shit. And obviously, like all the people that could play, there would always be at least one team where just no one could play sport whatsoever. And they're
so
out.
Funny.
And every other team will clock it, and it gets them out within like 30 seconds of it being started. It's just bang, 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 bang. Like everyone just targets this one bench to the point where they don't even try. Like I remember one day, or like if you're really unfortunate and like obviously if you hit the bench, it can bounce back. And if you're unfortunate, it bounces back to who's just got you out. You can literally, before you've even stepped over the bench onto the court, you're out again because they're just pinging it, bouncing back off your thing. Like one of the punching balloons, like the...
Yeah, that is so funny.
Just rebounding it. But
I remember, do you remember bench ball? The one where you had to, your team was stood, I think they were stood on the bench, right? And then you had to throw, no, but the idea was you had to throw the ball to the team. So let's say you and 3 others are on a bench and we're on the same team. I have to throw the ball to the bench and you're stood on the bench trying to catch it. Yeah. And if you catch the ball, you then join me on the floor. And the aim is to get everyone off the bench onto the floor with you. And the opposition team are defending the bench to stop the people behind you from catching the ball. So you're basically like smacking the ball out of the way. Yeah. It was so good. We did
I don't think we played that. We played it.
It's so good.
What would bench ball have been for us? Maybe either I don't remember
bench ball
it.
Was good. Let me know if you play bench ball.
Yeah, God, some of those indoor PE like sports day things.
And mate, as well, I remember as well, like, again, being a bottom set sport, nothing, they just knew there was no one wanted to be there. Yeah. So on lazy days where like if a plan went out the window or just like the teacher obviously just didn't want to do anything, they just stick us in a hall and put like a Zumba thing on a screen and just make us do like Zumba dances.
That's fucking, I remember Zumba. When I used to do, dumb. When I used to play football, when I used to go for training in the winter, obviously we'd have to go indoor. And when we go indoor training, before us, every time in the court we used, there was like a fucking Zumba class going on, and it was just funny. Like,
so funny.
But the doors were always like open, so sometimes some of my mates would just stand at the back, like in the hallway, like at the back of the Zumba class, like doing whatever they were doing in the class and shit before we went on. Old school like PE shit. Yeah, because our school for PE and stuff didn't have sets. That's why I was like, what? You had sets for PE and stuff?
We had 2. It was basically good or bad.
Yeah, it was just, ours were just like a few forms just get thrown together, and if you're good at sport, you're good at sport, and if you're not, you're not. And
yeah, but the bottom set just was better. Like the top set, well, it depends. It depends what you're looking for.
When you're not trying in sports and
when
PE,
you're not trying, it's jokes. Like
it's always funnier.
The shit that would go on in my sports set would never happen in top set.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Top set is girls, netball girls, no offense, like you know who you are. That netball girls derogatory term, you know.
Derogatory
like
term. I know exactly what you mean though. Yeah.
Like it's those kind of people. Bottom set was just it was like personality hires, you know. Like it's like
personality hires.
That like bottom set is so good.
Like we're only here because we have to be.
Yeah, but like it's funny because like everyone is shit. It's like a mutual understanding that no one wants to be there. Will happily go to a chip shop or a little Starbucks.
Funny that someone's gone to a chippy in the middle of the school.
I know.
How did someone know? They must have gone with someone, right? It must have been a couple, or was it literally just one girl on her own just went to a chip shop? If so,
I think it was just one girl, but she just like came back with food.
News? Oh, she came back. I was going to say, how did that news break out?
And no one cared.
I'm taking that to the grave if that was me. I'm not letting people know that I've gone to a fucking chip shop during school.
No one cared. I was talking about stuff like this the other day with my workmates and just saying how funny school was, just random stuff like
I hated school at the time, but like it is funny. Like it's funny shit happens
like there. Lunchtime when people would run down the end of the field and like smuggle in cigarettes and smoke cigarettes like and hiding away from dinner ladies and stuff and thinking that was like
thinking that no one knew and everyone knew.
Literally thinking like there's some drug lord for smoking a cigarette at the end of the field. Or like I remember there was one girl that came to my history lesson with a bottle of apple sours and she was so drunk.
What the fuck?
In my history lesson. So funny. I mean, not great, but so funny.
It's concerning, but
so
what the
funny.
fuck?
Or like, I remember another time when
that's actually sad when you think about it. That's actually so deep.
Yeah, I don't know what demon she was
fighting
with,
to have to fucking... Because also, where'd she get that? Because at school, like, you're not getting served. Or maybe you were.
Yeah, someone must have bought it for her, but like we all had our contacts, didn't we?
Yeah, everyone did by the end of school and shit.
Mine was like, I remember one of my friends' dads, he used to sort us all out with alcohol every time. He just never cared. He would go into Asda and come out with a trolley full of alcohol for all of us. Yeah. From like 14, 15 onwards. But the other story I was going to say was just another stupid one. There was another girl in my year that in science, you know, when you had like Bunsen burners and stuff, you had like gas taps.
Yeah.
She like unlocked a gas tap, pulled a lighter out of her bag, lit a
one of the spill things.
Yeah, one of those like wooden sticks.
Yeah, the spills.
And tried to stick it in the
So
open
many people
gas tap.
That happens at every school, I swear.
And I remember she obviously got such a bollocking for that because like in theory they'll obviously have like emergency things in place to stop that, but in theory that could have set the whole system on fire. I'm like, mate, what are you doing? She was set 8, guys.
I also
context. No offense, but like the jokes write themselves.
Yeah, literally, like that happens in every school. And what I don't understand was the people that fucking do. What do they think they're gonna get out of doing?
Well, what does she think is gonna happen?
Outcome?
That's why I'm saying the jokes write themselves. Because like, what do you think is gonna happen? Seriously,
there is not one possible good outcome out of all of that.
Yeah,
like either the classroom blows up, you get in trouble for just lighting shit on fire as it is, or like you get fucking burned.
Yeah, she just didn't care. She obviously just wanted to know what was going to happen and wasn't bothered with the outcome. Fair play. I mean, that's kind of free, but like crazy at the same time.
Kind of free.
So many things that happen at school. Anyway.
Moving on, we'll move on to the actual topic of today's episode, and with it, as we're recording this, being fucking International Women's Day and whatnot, we're gonna do a part 1 of 2 episodes that we're recording today. And today's episode is going to be, or today's segment is going to be questions that girls are afraid to ask guys. Since we're a podcast where one of us is a girl and one of us is a guy, you can determine which is which. Yeah, we're going to answer some questions that might be uncomfortable, might be a bit funny, might be a bit deep. Who knows? Depends what Lexie's got in store. Because this one is the girls asking the guys. And next episode, we'll run back the guys asking girls.
So, as Ben said, for International Women's Day, naturally, the girls are going to become investigators.
Shout out women.
Shout out women finding things out.
Shout out women, and women shout me, please.
Yeah. This guy. Today's about women not pulling. Anyway. Question 1. Why are guys so loud and obnoxious in the gym?
Are they?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Fair. I can't say that I am when I'm in the gym. So not all men.
Why do you think that's the case? Because when I go to the gym, every single time there's always at least one guy there that is like verbally moaning, grunting, literally like giving birth in the corner, just trying to do a set. And I'm like, mate, keep it to yourself.
I'm going to assume it's always the ones that are like, one is probably because they're ego lifting.
So
it just means they're just fucking lifting way more than they should be. But also, like, when you are just lifting and heavy weights and you've had a hard session at the gym, like, you kind of fucking have to. You can't really help it. I mean, volume, you can to a degree. But again, it depends what your limit is and also how much you're lifting and shit. I'm not you will not catch me moaning and grunting on a fucking bench press in the gym.
Honestly, when I was there the other day, there was one guy that was on the leg extension one, the one where you kind of like...
Sitting there like every fucking time.
And it was so loud. I couldn't even concentrate on what I was doing. And I had my AirPods in and I could still hear him through my AirPods, and I could see that people were laughing. And mate, also,
maybe sometimes though it's because people might not be able to hear themselves. Like if they've got headphones in, they're doing it. They might like sometimes
they definitely.
I hope this hasn't fucking happened to me, because if I have, I've not been aware of it. But I could be a victim to that.
Or ones where they like are lifting away and then they drop it on the floor.
Oh, that's the worst. That pisses me off.
That is annoying.
And just put it down.
Just put it down.
Literally,
you've been lifting it.
You don't use any muscles to put it fucking down.
You've got it in you to put it down. Thank you.
Yeah, that is a fucking annoying. That's more annoying than anyone making any noise in the gym.
So our answer to that question is probably an ego thing.
Yeah, probably ego lifting.
Fine.
But also like sometimes you have to. Like if you are lifting very heavy weights, like you actually fucking need to. Because like when you're doing it, obviously you've got all the tension in your muscles and like your arms and your chest and your shit. Like you need. It sounds weird, but like it's difficult to breathe. You have to like have a bit like to exhale. Yeah,
totally understand. But sometimes these are not exhales.
It's
literally like a scream. Anyway, fine. Next question.
I'll be all up in my spotter's ear when I'm fucking lifting like.
Anyway,
bet the audio listeners enjoyed that one.
Pause. Next question. On a scale of 1 to 10, how annoyed do guys feel when women take longer to get ready?
It depends. And I've experienced this much with this
guys,
one here.
For context, if I know that I've got to wash dry my hair and do a full face of makeup and think of an outfit, minimum 2 hours.
You know what? It's not the length of time you take to get ready. It's don't lie to me about how long it's going to be.
Well, sometimes I don't know because sometimes my makeup goes quicker than other times, and sometimes I know I'm going to wear, and sometimes I don't. So it's hard to predict.
But if in that instance, right? Let's say you already know that you don't know what you're going to wear. And you know that that's going to take you some time. So allow for that time and then tell me
but
that
I don't know if my makeup's going to go well immediately. Sometimes it goes so bad I have to start again.
That kind of fair. That is...
I can't get around that.
And also it depends what it's for. For example, if it was just like, I don't know, we were just going out to get food or whatever, and you're taking fucking ages, and then your makeup, you're like, oh, it's not right, I'm starting again. Then I'm like, just fucking come on now. If you're going on a night out, like a party or whatever.
Girls,
like,
you'll understand where I'm coming from with this. Sometimes it happens.
It
Give me a number, 1 to 10.
1 to 10.
Give me an average. Just an average.
I'm gonna go on the high end because
fine.
At the time when it is infuriating, it is really infuriating. I'm gonna go like 7.
Fine, we listen and we don't judge.
Yeah.
Next question. What's your take on women's excessive skincare routines?
I respect it, honestly. That's probably I probably need a better skincare routine than I currently have myself, but
sometimes
it's actually commitment.
Sometimes I feel like my skin looks better when I use less products, though, dare I say it.
Yeah, a lot of people say that is a thing that
sometimes you're actually making it worse by just like using so many.
Yeah, it's like half like conspiracy as well. That a lot of people say that one of them things where it's like when you use the skincare products while the product's on and shit, like, yeah, it will look better and stuff, but like you're actually damaging your skin.
From the chemicals and stuff.
And then because of that, obviously you're going to buy more skincare products, so it works in their favor. So that's the sort of like conspiracy thing around it. In terms of like, what do I think of a girl having a long skincare? I don't fucking care.
Don't care.
I kind of wish I had the commitment to do that myself.
Yeah, fair. I respect it.
Yeah.
Next question. Is the phrase, if he wanted to, he would, true? In your opinion?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it goes for girls as well.
Not that it's my question to answer.
It 100% is. If he wanted to, he would, like, he'd move shit around. Like, yeah, it's the same with everyone. Like, I don't know why people think it isn't a thing for people. 100%.
Same.
There is instances where like things can't be avoided and moved around. Sometimes it gets tough to, like, I don't know, fit time in or whatever to, I'm guessing in this case it's see your significant other or someone you're seeing or dating or whatever. But in general, like, if you want something, you'll make it work.
Fair answer. Next question.
Mm-hmm.
What's the best compliment you've received from another man?
From another man?
I thought this was a really interesting one.
From another man? I don't know. Just like...
Can you think
for
of
me
one?
Personally,
because I feel like guys don't really compliment each other that much. Like girls always compliment other girls.
You'll get complimented the most from other guys when you've just met them. For example, the most times I ever have really is when I've just like, if I've met a friend of a friend or whatever, and they might say something nice about me or whatever, or like at parties and stuff. And the one, I can't remember specifically what he said. It was at a house party we was both at. It's not going to matter to the viewers. We was at a house party. There's a bunch of people that I'd never met before and didn't know there. And I was chatting with a guy just randomly, like he just came up to me, we were both drinking, he just started a conversation, chatting about what we was doing and stuff. And I can't remember what it was. I think he was seeing someone at the party and I kind of caught on, or like he was trying to see someone at the party when I kind of caught on, so I was kind of winding him up a bit about that. And saying stuff. I can't remember the conversation, but anyway, he just basically at some point went like, just said that like I'm a good looking guy or whatever, like I'm decently tall and I'm a good looking guy, and I was like, oh, like talking with God a bit like thanks, but like,
because I feel like guys don't say that a lot to each other.
They definitely don't.
Not like how girls do.
Nah, probably that for me. Someone just saying it. And I had it twice that night. Someone else, I can't remember what it was, but a similar vein, like just someone saying something that insinuated that I was good looking at that thing. So more of that please, but more of that please from women. I've probably had it more from guys than I've had it from women, so that's telling. That's why I don't believe them.
What are guys' biggest icks? This is a loaded question.
Yeah, we could make a whole episode on this.
So maybe just say like the first few that come to your head. No particular order.
For me personally, to be honest, I find for the majority of things, I find icks in general, like people that say they have icks, is an ick. But
I also saw a thing the other day. This is relevant.
Yeah.
That someone online said they don't believe that icks are real because if you liked someone enough, it wouldn't be icky to you.
Yeah, exactly.
I thought was interesting.
I don't really have icks. I know there is like funny ones, like the girls have ones about guys, about a guy tying his shoelaces,
that are like so petty,
or like sitting in the bath, whatever. There's not.
Yeah.
I mean, there might be some for guys in general. I don't really have that many, so I can't think of some personally. But like, I know for some for guys might be like the fucking typical ones, like smoking or vaping or whatever. I'm trying to think. I've had this one for ages, but it's not really an ick thing. So it's a personality thing. But like there are girls that, fair play to them, obviously just know that they're incredibly good looking, but because of that, like you can just tell that their attitude to everyone is so like they're just like either really hostile or just like very like up themselves and just like look down and like. If you go, like, if as a guy, if you went to even just go and talk to them, even if you weren't trying to move to them, whatever, they think that you're instantly trying to move to them all the time and shit like that. But like, they're just a bit of a dick back to you because of that. But I can't find the word that I'm looking for, but people know what I'm talking about. Like,
there's like people fit, but you know it, and it shows. And almost,
yeah. Just like having an ego, just being egotistical is a fucking ick. Or like, yeah, just bashing someone else for like, anything that they're doing is just like harmless. Like it's not hurting anyone else, not hurting you. Like why the fuck do you give a shit? Type thing like that. Like I'm trying to think of like some actual ick things that a girl could do that. I'm thinking like I'm interested in this girl. I'm not like seeing her.
And they've done this
and
thing.
They've done this thing and now I'm like,
that's really put me off you.
Yeah.
Let me try and think of.
I don't really know. It's hard for me because I don't have them personally. I think for me, just being like quite closed-minded and just not open-minded to something, like if I'm interested in something and so you just like fuck that thing and I'm like okay, like, and just stuff like that, like yeah, mine's, I don't know, I don't think that for guys there's not that many because guys for the most part will fucking take what they can get.
Fair. That's an answer in itself, guys.
Yeah, there's
Happy National Women's Day.
I'll come back to that one. I'll have a think while we're answering the questions.
We'll circle back to that one, everyone.
Yeah.
This is also quite an open-ended one.
Yeah.
What do guys talk about when they're with their guy friends? Like
just
what
random
kind of
shit.
Things?
Random shit. It's not really that gossipy, to be honest. It's more just what's going on with them and shit. Just stuff that's happened, TV shows,
catching up.
Yeah, a lot of the time is catching up. Like I was even talking to a couple of my friends the other day. I was playing a game with them and I haven't spoken to them for ages and just catching up. What have you been doing? Shit like that. Nothing of any real substance to anyone that isn't involved in the conversation, to be honest. Yeah, a lot about just like shit that's happening in the world. TV shows often comes up a lot. TV shows, movies, that kind of thing.
Video games and all that.
Yeah. Well, for me, that is because I normally talk to my boys when I'm playing games and shit.
True.
But yeah.
Cool. Next question.
Mm-hmm.
Best and worst things about being a guy? Can you pinpoint it?
Oh, that's a good question. Best. Struggle for best. I guess the best. What's the best thing about being a guy? I mean, no periods is a big one.
Fair.
So like just putting out there, sorry in it, but like
yeah, periods are horrible, guys.
So that's one of the best. I think also as well, just like yeah, one of them as well is just generally like not having to worry, but you have a certain level of like, how do I word this? A certain level of like safety when you go out. For example, like when we end up finishing like recording our podcast and shit, if it's dark or whatever, I'll walk you back because there's fucking weirdos about and shit. As guys, you don't really have to worry about that much.
Fair.
You just have to worry about other guys.
Yeah, there's less security.
Rob or jump you.
Being a girl, to be fair.
Worst things about being a guy. Fuck. I don't really know. I think in general, being a guy is a lot more lonely than it is being a girl.
Probably.
And generally speaking, like a lot of guys don't have as much of a kind of like community around them, and just like,
I feel like with girls,
they're more isolated.
With girls, I feel like there's more support systems.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Like within each other.
Yeah, like a girl's like closest mate is not too far away or whatever. Whereas guys tend to be quite isolated and stuff, and it can get fucking lonely at times. Not for every guy, but I think generally compared to girls, yeah, it's a bit more lonely. There's also that fucking I see it in some like compilations and shit on TikTok sometimes. There was a video of a trans person, so a woman that went to being a man, and they did a video like, I didn't fucking understand or realize like how lonely it is like being a guy compared to obviously being a girl before and shit, and like struggling with that. So that's probably one of the worst. But also I think like one of the worst things as well is probably like whenever people always think like people a lot of the time think you already you have like premeditated like intentions and shit, like going to speak to a girl, for example, or whatever, or just like, I don't know, just doing anything. Like, I think people always like question you kind of want something out of it. And I don't know how to, I'm wording this really badly, but like, I guess, what's the word? It's like premonitions, like presumptions about you, I guess, or shit like that.
Yeah, I guess so. Like they just presume that you have like a premeditated kind of goal going into
yeah,
this,
people can be a bit more standoffy as well in terms of like talking to you and shit like that. There's probably a bigger, worse thing that I'm just completely skimming over and missing, but those ones, best no periods.
Worst,
generally speaking, sorry for the short kings out there, but being taller for shit like concerts and stuff, like nice being able to see over people's heads and stuff, and people not also I find the best thing about it, not only being able to see at concerts and shit, because if you're taller, no one wants to stand behind you, so you actually get a bit of space at concerts. Like UK crowds, people just fucking bundle into everything. It pisses me off a lot, but yeah, that's also a little added bonus.
Solid.
But you can get that if you're a girl. You just happen to be a tall girl, just generally speaking. Yeah.
What kind of things would you want to do if you were a girl for a day?
Oh, I was a girl for one day, so I'm a girl for 24 hours. Yeah. What was you going to say? And doesn't what?
Well, because guys always go down like an immediate sexual route.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
yeah, but I think both people.
Aside
both
from that, like, what kind of things?
If I was a girl for a day, what would I actually do?
It's a loaded question.
It's a loaded question because I'm trying to think what's realistic to actually happen within a day as well.
Let's say that
some people, just go shag loads of guys and whatever.
Okay, well, let's say that like, you had like unlimited resources. Like in theory, you can do whatever you want, and it's quite easy to do.
Yeah. See what shit actually goes down inside a girl's bathroom.
Oh my god, girls' bathrooms are not like girls' club bathrooms. It's like the Holy Trinity.
That's one of the best things about being a guy as well. Never queues for bathrooms and shit, like festivals and stuff, especially.
True. Whereas a girls
short queues
like an hour for the girls' toilets, and then girls start peeing in urinals and stuff.
Best thing about being a guy, urinals, 100%. They started at some festivals though. At Boomtown, they had female urinals and shit, which is kind of cool for like festivals and stuff specifically. I think it was Boomtown. Somewhere I've been, they had
urinals. How does that even work?
So I'm guessing they're almost just like little. So the way guys work, fucking hell. The way guys ones work at festivals is they're like a big. If you imagine like a big cube, and then on each, let's just say this is a 4-sided one. On each one, it's just like a little bowl cut out of it. It's essentially just that. So I'm guessing the girls ones will just be like a little bit lower, and maybe have like
you just kind of like
you can kind of stand over a bit. You can kind of stand over it a bit more.
Wow.
Girls and shit. So there's like little kind of like booths and stuff, which makes sense. Yeah, I don't know why. I guess in like an actual like room, like a bathroom at a club or a bar or whatever, you're not going to want to do that. But at festivals, everyone's out in the open. You see everything. So
I do think if you're a girl for a day, experiencing a girl's bathroom at like a club it's so funny, and you end up just like becoming best friends with like a random girl that you met 30 seconds ago, and then she's already telling you that she loves you, and you've already made plans for breakfast the next day, and it never happens, obviously.
I would also just be intrigued to go out as a girl and just like see how much attention you actually get as a girl, like in a place like a fucking club or like a bar or whatever, versus being a guy, like seeing that difference and just like, I don't know.
Would you put on a pretty dress?
Or if I was a girl, probably,
be a little pretty princess.
Yeah, probably.
Right, last question. Would you be upset if your girlfriend was stronger than you? Would it be an ego, like, hits the ego for you?
I wouldn't be upset, but I wouldn't be attracted to that. So, like...
If your girlfriend was, like...
Like girls that are, like, muscly and strong just don't like do it for me. Sorry, but like it wouldn't. In terms of them being stronger than me, I wouldn't really give a shit. Like for example, if a girl actually was stronger than me, let's say she did like, I don't know, fucking boxing or kickboxing or whatever. If she was like actually just fucking way stronger than me or whatever, but she didn't look it, like I don't give a shit. Like calm. I just muscly girls just aren't my thing personally. But like in terms of ego and shit, no, I'm not that strong as it is as a guy.
Cool. I've actually got one more.
Yeah, go on.
Do you have any observations on female friendships as a guy?
But obviously, I'm fucking best mates with you. But like
as in between two girls or whatever.
Oh, as in like, do I have observations on girls? Wait, what was the question? Read it again.
Like, what are your observations on female friendships? So like, how do I word this? Like,
I think I know what you're asking. Yeah.
Just like what you think about female friendships in terms of like how much girls confide in each other, tell each other everything in lots of detail, and like.
Yeah, I find.
Is there just any comments? If there's not,
girls' friendships are 100% like way closer than guys' friendships.
They're very different to guys.
Like, very different. But I wouldn't even say closeness with girls, like girl to girl and guy to guy, is just different. Like, I'm not going to like my guy friends and telling me every fucking detail about the girl I've just shagged. You know what I mean? Or like a girl I'm seeing or whatever. Whereas like literally first date, back, boom, your girlfriend will know every fucking thing about the guy.
Yeah, girls tell their mates everything.
And shit like that. So it's just less like,
in my opinion,
guys just care more about how their guy friend is like doing and how they found it and whatever. Like for example, let's take this example of my friends just come back from a first date or whatever. You want to know every fucking detail about the guy, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, how was it for you? Like, obviously I'll ask about them, like, were they weird? Did you like it? Did you get on? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, I don't really give a shit about the girl that much. Like, I care more about what he's thinking and whatever. And right shit. Whereas girls will ask that too, but a lot of the time it's more just every detail about the guy and shit.
Everything, and we'll find his entire family tree.
And also like, just like anything that you tell girls, you've just got to assume you're telling 50 people and not just that one person, which I've come to realize. But
fair comment. Within
guys will actually keep a secret. Like if you tell a guy, like seriously, do not fucking tell a soul this, they won't. Like
to be fair, if it was serious, I wouldn't. But
yeah, but that's what I mean. This is what I mean, right? Girls judge whether it's serious or not. If I just, it could be, if you're a guy and I came to you and I said like, don't tell a fucking soul this, and you're like, oh, it's not that deep. You still wouldn't go and tell.
No, I wouldn't. Yeah, if you were like, please don't tell anyone, I wouldn't.
But I mean, as a guy, but as a girl will be like, oh, it's not actually that deep. I'm just going to tell them this.
Yeah, if it's not, I feel like if it's not prefaced, like, oh, don't tell anyone, then like a lot of girls.
Whoops, I just tipped my bottle over off camera for
a lot of girls. I feel like can see it as free reign slightly, but we just confide in each other. It's just the sisterhood, isn't it, guys? It's just the sisterhood. Yeah,
telling girls, like being friends with girls, like telling, when you tell them shit, you just got to assume you're fucking telling everyone.
Fair.
Because it will go around. And, but I mean, in the thing, like if it was prefaced, don't tell anyone, like, you would 100%, like if I told you, don't tell a soul this, and in your head, you're like, oh, it's not actually that deep what you've just told me.
No, I still wouldn't.
Really?
Yeah.
Fair. Maybe I've misjudged you.
I actually think
my bad.
I actually think there's quite a lot of things that I don't.
To be fair, I think I've told you a few things that I don't think you've ever told anyone.
Yeah, I don't really. If somebody's really like, please don't say anything, I won't.
Yeah.
Unless it's like there is an actual reason, like a solid reason as to why I need to say something to someone else about it. I can't think of an example, but like, yeah, I don't think I would. But if it's actually something just like a bit funny and stupid and like really doesn't mean a lot, maybe. But
yeah, or maybe not you personally then, but I know girls.
If it's serious, I won't.
Yeah, girls and like just like any other observations on like girl friendships and shit. They're just like. It's weird because I like know the differences, but I don't know how to verbalize it. Like, it's very.
It seems a lot more loving, and like.
Also, the difference with girls' friendships as well is you could be so far in the fucking wrong, and your girl is gonna be on your side. And guys do it as well. Like guys do back their boys, but at the same time, they'll be like, girls will back in public. Girls will back their friends, and then also. Not in public, girls will back their friends. If it's in public space, let's say like, I don't know, you're confronting a guy you're having a confrontation in this thing, but the guy, your friend is in the fucking wrong. Girls will back their friend, just period. Just you're right, whatever.
Yeah.
Guys in thingy, even if they even sometimes they even won't, but if they do, will back your friends like in the moment or whatever, and just diffuse blah 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 whatever happens, and then behind closed doors we'll have a conversation with them, like what's going on? Like, come on, mate, like what you actually do. Whereas a girl will come like will double down in private and be like, no, you're in the fucking right into this. Blah, blah,
and be like,
blah.
am I wrong? And we're like, no.
And that's why a lot of girls and guys in friendships, I think, have their differences and shit. Like, because it's difficult. Like not even between me and you, I've heard like I've been in conversations with like a guy and a girlfriend, and a girl's telling them about a situation or whatever, and they're so not even necessarily in the wrong. There just might be such an obvious solution out of it, and the guy's just being like, well, yeah, well, this is just how it is. Or then the girl's just like, nah, and it's like, what? I don't know.
Fair. I do feel like girls will always back the girls.
Yeah, 100% they will.
Yeah.
Guys, this is what I mean. Guys will as well, but then also if like, I'm talking like, if the friend is like so far in the wrong, like it's not even a grey area, like they're categorically wrong in this.
But their mates will still back them.
I find with when it's happening, when you need to back them, whatever, because guys will do that to their friends as well. The thing that like makes me feel a bit uneasy is the double down after in private when it's like, there's no, like, who's it for? There's no one else that you're, like, telling them right. You're just now feeding them that they're right.
I've seen that happen a couple times where people have still stuck up for someone behind closed doors, even though, like, everyone knows that they're in the wrong, but they're doing it just to, like, keep...
It's not even a case of sticking up for... I'm talking, like, completely closed doors, literally speaking, as in, like, it's just them two in the room.
Yeah, but, like, still sticking up for that person just to, like, keep the peace and, like, because you're their mates, you're just going to support them. Guys will call each other out, and I think that's a key difference in girls and guys friendships. Fair, interesting. That was my last question.
Yeah, which is why I also think like girl guy girl guy friendships like are good, because like you both have the quality, not the qualities the other one doesn't, but the viewpoints of the other.
Yeah.
So like if you were ever doing something and you were categorically in the wrong or something, I wouldn't be like, oh yeah, just gaslight you, yeah, cool, whatever.
Yeah, you'd say.
I'd say like, come on, man, like what's going on?
Chelsea, come on now.
And then sometimes, and then the opposite side of that though as well, I think girls also will be quicker to like big up a friend than guys will. So if I'm ever needing, I don't know, emotional support and shit,
girls will be a hype man.
Yeah, 100%.
Whereas guys kind of just like a neutral.
Guys do for certain things. They just pick and choose whatever. It's more, the guys is more, there's like within a guy friend group, there's like a hive mind. And if the hive mind is like, yeah, we're bigging them up. And if we're fucking ripping into shreds, we're ripping into shreds. And it's just kind of like, everyone it's all equal in a guy's friendship.
Fair. Solid answer.
But yeah,
that was the last question.
I've still been trying to think of icks this whole time. Like an ick that, if you have any, leave some in the comments. So a guy's ick for girls.
Yeah, let me know. I'm curious, guys. I want to know, because I feel like girls have a lot of icks with guys, and there's loads there's loads that you can find online, and they can be literally anything. Whereas guys' icks with girls, I feel like kind of deeper. I feel like
I'm pretty open-minded.
Girls can get icked out by a guy doing anything.
Yeah,
but then that's why it leads me back to the very first thing I said before. But is that more so they just don't like the person enough, and that's why it's an ick? Because I've had it before with guys where I felt so strongly towards them that they could do anything.
Yeah, as it should be.
And I wouldn't care.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't care at all. But if another guy did the exact same thing, I'd be like, ew, bye.
Everyone's
and that's just because I don't actually really fancy the guy.
Yeah.
Not because it's icky per se, although sometimes it actually just is objectively ugh. But everyone's always more like judgmental of their potential partner, like, getting into relationships and think, oh, this would be an ick or whatever. But like let's say for example, I don't know, you've known this person for years before you get into it. If you are now in a relationship with them, and let's say they start, I don't know, taking an interest in something and you find that it is a bit of an ick or whatever, cringe,
you're not going to be like, I'm fucking leaving you, am I?
Yeah.
Whereas like when people do it, like people say it on the first date, like, oh, they did this, or they spoke about this, and now I'm fucking icked
and now
out.
like
I'm just like, that's cringe. Like that is, it's not cringe, because if you don't like them that much, it just shows that you obviously don't like them that much.
Yeah, it's just telling, isn't it?
It's a telltale sign, yeah. For me, icks are more like, the only icks I get are just, it's a lot of it just links, like, root of it just end up being like closed-minded and shit. Just like bashing either my interests or like, I don't know, anything that someone does when it's not harming or concerning anyone else. Like,
or being cocky, like you said, that was the other one.
Yeah, being cocky and just being egotistical and shit. I feel like I'm missing like a big one that a lot of let's have a look at our good friend Reddit and let's see what they say. Do you know what I hate to say one actually is for me, but I really don't like really, really long acrylic nails.
Oh yeah, actually I know
like
you don't like those.
I really don't. I don't even like just normal, like even if they're not that long, I don't even like acrylic nails that much anyway. As they are, it's more just a fucking preference thing as opposed to an ick. But the icky ones are like the really, really long ones.
Like claws.
Like stupidly long. They're almost as long as your own finger. I'm just like, I do not like them. A lot of these ones that are coming up are just general ones like hygiene and shit like that.
Fair, that's kind of a given though.
Yeah.
The bar is in hell, stuff like that.
What do you mean the bar is in hell for stuff like that? What? For girls?
Wait, as in hygiene. I meant it as in like that's such like a basic thing.
Like one of these is being an ego.
What do you think of lash extensions? Thick lash extensions. Is that another one? I'm just thinking if you don't like...
it's not... I don't really...
If you have got a thing against long nails.
I don't really have a preference. I just think they don't look good on everyone. Like, they might look good on some people, but a lot of people that get them, it doesn't. But that's just also a preference thing.
Fair.
If someone has just really bad lash extensions or whatever, and they look bad, it's just like them doing anything else that I think looks bad, like wearing an outfit I don't like, or you know what I mean.
Trying to think about any like actions.
Oh, lip filler is one for me. Lip filler is one for me, and I just want to put this out there on in the open. Everyone says that like, oh, if you get X, Y amount, it's like, oh, it's not obvious though, and it fucking is. And also, I will say this as well: 9 times out of 10, everyone who gets them always looks better before getting the lip filler, or not even necessarily looks better. Let me rephrase: doesn't need it.
Fair.
A lot of the time, I see so many girls getting like lip fillers and shit. And I'm just like, why, man? Like, you just don't need it. Oh no, this is actually one, and it's this is one for me so fucking bad. This is the one I'm missing when we said it. Mm-hmm. Girls talking in like a baby voice. Oh, like in relationships, shit. Anyone doing that shit? Oh, it makes my skin crawl. It makes my skin fucking crawl. Yeah. Like even behind, I can't take it seriously. Even like behind closed doors, I can be like deeply in a relationship with you, and you do that shit to me, and I'm like,
you don't like it. It's icky.
I hate it. It makes my skin. It's literally like chalk on a chalkboard for me. I despise that shit. I imagine girls do with guys. Like probably find that in it, or do they? Let's save it. Save it for. I'll ask that in the next.
From my face, that's telling.
Sorry, we're talking. Yeah, we're talking about it now. Fuck it. But yeah, if a guy does it,
I would not want a guy to speak to me in a baby voice.
Right. Let's say you're in a relationship with this guy. You've been with him, and everything's right. This man's 10-10, whatever,
God.
And you've been with him time. So you're not just dating him. You haven't just met him. You're in. Just say you've been with him a year.
Like we're in deep.
Randomly, just cracks it out one day you're in bed or whatever.
If I was that deep with them,
that made you just fucking dry up.
I would. Yeah, I would have to straight up be like, don't do that again.
Yeah, I wouldn't
do it. I wouldn't entertain it. I'd have to say don't.
That one
for
me,
say stop.
That is an actual ick for me. The rest of them, I'm like, the rest for me are just more like preference or just like personality things, which aren't necessarily it. But that, that is weird. That will make you that would make me see you in a different light if someone did that.
Well, guys, if you want to scare off Ben in a conversation with him, just talking to baby voice, and there you go.
God, I hate it.
Bye.
Even like, you know, when Jack Joseph does his TikToks about it, like how it's cringe and shit like that. I can't watch them. They're like unwatchable. All the comments being like, "Oh, another tough watch, mate."
It's a tough watch.
I can't sit through that and watch that shit. But yeah,
solid answer.
But yeah,
that's all the questions from me to Ben. Next episode, we're doing the
the inverse of this. So next episode,
next
week's episode, if you want to hear those questions, subscribe to the channel, or follow us if you're listening on an audio platform.
Yep.
We're going to be doing questions that guys are scared to ask girls. And I've already got some of them. Some of them are good, some of them are funny. Some of them I've actually like thought about for time as well. So
juicy.
It'll be a good little listen or watch depending on what platform you're on.
Tune in to pick my brains apart and see what I think of these questions.
Yeah, but that is it for this episode, guys. As always, if you're on an audio platform, please give us a 5-star rating. Subscribe to the channel. Leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it. And
And there's our apps
Follow
on the
us
TV.
on
Everythingnothing.pod.
At everythingnothing.pod on
You heard
Instagram
that
and
right.
TikTok. That is. Give us a follow on there.
Please do.
And we'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
Love you. Bye.